tell me one story that you like to share on why you continue to do it. Because getting into something is one thing, but why do you continue to stay?
I like this question too, and I think this is probably one of my bittersweet ones, if you
Sure.
will, because
Yeah.
it was such of an awful situation, but it turned out pretty well
Hmm.
in the end. So I believe it was summer of 2019, I think, maybe July, somewhere around there. I was working midnights. We responded to a crash um, down in the south end of town. It was like Jefferson and the one ways through there, right?
Sure.
Get on the scene with my partners, and we realized that one of the drivers there, we can definitely tell, is intoxicated, right? It's a female. A lot of incoherent statements, a lot of incomplete verbal statements, just not making a lot of sense, slurring her words. So yeah, we've got a drunk situation here, right? Talk to her a little bit more, and come to find out, she lets us know that she's actually pregnant as well. So really, really, really sad situation here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She was eventually sent to the ER, but before she was sent to the ER, her boyfriend actually came up on scene at the time and was like, "We've been looking for her for about 18 hours. She was missing, couldn't find her, couldn't track her down. Yeah, she's probably drunk. Yeah, she might even be high on the influence of drugs too." So really just kind of a bad situation. Like I said, she was transported to the hospital to be evaluated just because she wasn't making a lot of sense. And then obviously the significant situation of her being pregnant.
Sure.
I wanted to check
The baby out.
Yep,
Yeah.
the baby out. So my partner was the lead on scene, so he stayed there, assessed the situation, and then just kind of processed the traffic crash itself. I went down to the hospital with her, and while waiting for him to get to the hospital, because we were going to type a search warrant for blood to process the operating while intoxicated situation. It takes a little bit of time for that type of stuff to happen, so I just sat with her and I just talked with her, and I said, "Hey, you need to get clean. You need to be sober. Like, you're pregnant, and like you're about to bring life into this world, and you can't be doing these types of things." So I just talked to her at the end of the day, right? She was processed, cleared through the hospital, and then went to jail that night. And then I didn't, you don't know. That's the end of the story. Right?
Yeah.
That's the end of the story.
Yeah.
So then fast forward to 2022. I wake up in the morning and I get this weird kind of message request on Facebook, right? Somebody I'm not friends with, it's just a message request. And I can only see like the first few sentences of it because I haven't accepted the message. And I'm reading through it, and this one seems kind of funky. So I clicked into it and I started reading it. And can I read it today?
Oh, sure.
I would love to read it. So it says, and I'm not going to name her, obviously,
Yeah,
to
please,
protect her
yeah.
identity,
Yeah.
but verbatim. So this is February 3rd at 9:26 in the morning. I get a message that says, "Good morning, Brennan. My name is, and my coworker found your name for me. I've been trying to figure it out for almost 3 years now. 3 years ago, I crashed my car drunk, and I believe you're the one that sat with me at the hospital for an hour talking to me about getting sober as I was pregnant. I wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I am now 3 years sober, have a beautiful almost 2-year-old, and have a better life than I could ever imagine. Because of you and the time you took to sit with me, it changed my life. Though I don't remember everything that was said, I do remember the time you took, the fact that you actually cared enough to talk to me. I hope I just have the right person. I just wanted to thank you because it really did change my life, and I now get to live the life that I always dreamed of. My coworker told me that you just had a baby girl yourself. Congratulations. It's a wonderful thing. Again, thank you so much, and I hope you know how truly blessed I am that God had our paths cross, even if it was a bad event. You are a true hero. Blessings to you and your family, and keep doing what you're doing because we, the recovering community, need more people like you." And then at the end of it, she sent me a picture of her fiance, and
oh my goodness, that just
so
that makes me a little emotional.
Yes, so knowing that you can have an impact on someone's life like that, I would say is the reason why it keeps me doing what I'm doing. Because most of the time when we have these types of interactions with people in our community, we either see them again out on the road and they didn't listen to anything that we said, or we never hear back from them. So knowing the fact that almost 3 years later, she still was thinking about that interaction that she and I had at one of the most darkest points in her life.
And it had such an impact.
such an impact to change the way that she lived. And now she's got a beautiful, healthy baby girl that's almost 3 years old.
And a family. So, that's
yep.
Wow. Whew. I mean that, because I do think about that sometime with you all, that you all see people in such dire situation. Emotions are heightened. It's a lot going on. You never know what happened with these people. That would be fulfilling to me, to know that something, some seeds you planted did impact. So, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Wow. We could just end it here. I mean, that was fantastic.
Our compassion makes the world better. Through kindness, compassion, and being genuine. There's nothing we can't do, connected like the sun and the moon.